more hassles, the end users, to do their
Yep.
work.
The barrier to entry is increased now.
Yeah. And they're just making it harder and harder. We're going to have in a couple of weeks, I invited the end users. Okay, you can see me here. Okay. So I think I got this. I'm recording YouTube Live. I'm recording in Zoom, and I'm also recording on my premise. So welcome, folks. Everybody's coming in. As everybody settles in, what I want to cover today is big data and see how we can analyze big data. And we're going to be using an example of big data of the stock market data. And we'll look at some platforms there that sometimes we call it fintech that will look at data. And then what do we want to do is make predictions on that data. We want to look in the past. We want to go to historical data, and we'll schedule that. All right. So did everybody see who saw the announcement that Daniel posted? Anyone? Raise your hand if you looked at the announcement. Dylan, did you try it out? And Clark, who tried it out? Dylan, did you try it out?
I downloaded it, but wasn't able to get into it yet.
Okay, we're having issues. I don't know, later on, Daniel, we'll try it, and maybe we should set up in breakout rooms, or see you maybe to
That
go
could work.
That may work better to set up some time in breakout room. Was there anyone here, and you can put it in the chat, anyone that could get that assignment that announcement to work? Put it in the chat if you got that, if you could get access. Only one? So let's have some chat moderators today. Any volunteers for chat moderators for today? Okay, Douglas. Good. You go by Douglas or Doug?
I go by my middle name, Rhett.
Okay, Everett or Red, you call yourself?
Rhett.
Everett?
It's the second half of Everett, but it's all good.
Everett, you know what? Why don't you rename yourself of how you want me to, what you're comfortable with? You want to do that? Rename on your name. Because you told me already. And notice. Perfect. Put your last name too, Rhett. We're not just waiters and waitresses here. You know, my name is. So put your last name. So at least I'll know later on. I give you credit, Rhett, you know, because then I'll look and I say, oh, I don't have a Rhett, right? So I'll know Rhett Krug. Okay. So Rhett is going to be one of our moderators. Do I have a second? Okay. Elena? Great. So you'll moderate for me in the chat, and we'll talk about it. And then there'll be a couple of readings for Monday that we'll add as well, Daniel, from the list that they can review some readings. Okay. Anything else? And then I have a number of people that need to put on their cameras. Ethan, Ashton. Sebastian, did you try it out, the announcement that Daniel said? Or you didn't notice it?
I didn't know. I just noticed it now when I was logging into class.
Okay. Some of you may even try it out to see if you get it. But I think that's what maybe we'll do, Daniel, is maybe in breakout room, because I think that it was a difficulty. I'll go through it, and then we'll go through it, and then we'll help some of the people, because I think it was difficulty of finding that Citrix to know where to download it, because then we're going to be spending a lot of time just getting over that. You know, that'll be a week of having that. Okay, Emilio, hopefully you'll get to a computer shortly. Okay.
Yeah,
Everybody-
sorry.
Yeah, okay, we're all having issues. That's the beauty of this hybrid approach, and then we have the
I'm
recording.
helping out my mom with an errand. I'll be home soon though.
Okay, all right, so you can just, I don't want any accidents as we go along, okay?
No
Ask you to
accidents,
try,
don't worry.
okay, no worries. Okay, so let's go ahead. Anyone else had tried it out? Connor, did you see the announcement that was put in our?
No, I'm pulling it up.
Okay, so the other thing that we may do, did you do the announcement with email? Daniel?
I might not have done that.
Okay, so let's do
That could
that.
be
The
why.
next time we put anything in, also go to the email and send it via email that everybody gets it. Because I myself, unless you told me that, I wouldn't have, I never got any email saying that there was anything announcement put into it. Okay, so folks, let me share my screen and we'll get started. Okay, everybody see my screen? We know that everybody sees themselves. It doesn't everyone, but we'll see the beginning people, right, that we have, and we know that it's a little bit behind, but we're good on that. So everybody's here. That's nice. I'm gonna put this down a bit so I can see. So let me go to Blackboard. We were in the Zoom. Let's go to the what's due section. And if I go to what's due, today is September 18th. We had on September 16th, we had Monday, September 16th before class. We had the assignments. We also have on Monday, we had the readings. We'll have the readings of information security done. The week after, Daniel and others, we're going to have the director of security come in. So we'll be able to ask him these questions of how he can help us be more secure, but actually do our work and talk about the issues of security. So we'll have him come in as well. So what I want also for you to do is on the Wiley quizzes and adaptive, they're available, right? Quizzes are available. Let me just make sure, right? If I go off the information security, that is available, this one, and also your Wiley readings and adaptive. Also your Wiley reading and adaptive, a lot of times it's good to just go to your Wiley courses part, and on your Wiley courses part, you can go to practice as well. And for instance, you could have practice of the questions. And then you could, in this case, basically see in a relational database, the customer record contains information recording the customer's last name. We talked about columns are attributes. So when we think about it, you can think about the idea that the columns are attributes. You can do this on your own and go through all the practice sets. Also, what I want you to do is start exploring conversational chatbots that can be a member of your teams. So for instance, I have gone to a website called callannie.ai. Sebastian, have you ever heard of that? Sebastian?
Of which AI? Sorry,
Callannie.ai.
never heard of it.
Okay, so callannie.ai is a voice chat system like others. Now more and more are going to voice conversational, for instance. And in this case, they have a number of icons that come about. Hi, Annie. This is Dr. Rush. I'm with my IT class, and we want you to participate in our class today. What do you think?
Oh, hey, Dr. Rush. That sounds like so much fun. I'd love to participate. What do you have in mind for the class?
Oh, first of all, let's do a review. Can you tell the student what do you think the difference is between a data warehouse and a data mart?
Sure. A data warehouse is like a big library that stores all types of data from different sources, while a data mart is more like a small section of that library focused on a specific topic or department. It's tailored for particular users, making it easier to access relevant information. Does that help?
What do you think, Connor? Did that help?
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good way to explain it.
So the data warehouse is designed for broader analysis and reporting, while data marts allow for quicker access to specific data. It's like having a huge buffet versus a small plate of your favorite dish. What do you think, Connor? Does that make sense?
So she's getting us involved. Thank you, Annie. Now, Annie, what we're going to be doing is looking at big data in the stock market.
Awesome.
And I want to talk about an algorithm. Can you tell the class what an algorithm is in trading?
Absolutely. An algorithm in trading is a set of rules or instructions that a computer follows to make trading decisions. It can analyze market data, execute trades, and even manage risks automatically. It's like having a super smart assistant that helps you make decisions based on data. Does that sound good, class?
I think it sounds good. What we're going to be doing is we're going to use a platform called Ninja Trader. And we're going to use a strategy. And can you tell them what a strategy is?
Of course. A trading strategy is a plan that defines how to enter and exit trades based on specific criteria. It includes rules for when to buy or sell, risk management, and sometimes even market conditions to consider. It's like having a game plan to help you make informed decisions in the market. Does that clarify things for everyone?
I think so. I think we really need to see an example of it, but we're going to use Ninja Trader as a trading strategy to have the computer do the trade for us. When to enter a trade, when to exit a trade, and when to short a trade. Can you tell us what a short is?
Absolutely. A short trade or short selling is when you sell a stock you don't own, hoping to buy it back later at a lower price. You profit from the difference. It's like betting that the price will drop. It's a bit riskier, but it can be a powerful strategy when done right.
When done right. Yes. Thank you, Annie. So Annie, we're going to take off right now, but I just wanted to show the class what a chatbot voice, and we're going to be exploring that more, that you can even be part of the teams and they can get information from you. Thanks a lot. And now what's interesting, if you look at, or they give different, you can have different avatars speaking in different ways. They can have it. This is Annie, call Annie. There's a number of other ones. What I like about her is, look at this. In this case, Red, if you look at my calls, you see at 3:49, what I like here, it's like looking at your text, right? Hi, Annie, and you can see this is for me. Oh, hey, Dr. Rush, that sounds like so much fun. And here it is. Sure, a data warehouse is like a big library that stores all types of data from different storage. It's a small section. What do you think about that, Connor? Did that help? And then it says great, so it's going on from the different ones. What you could do is copy it, parts of it, and put it into your project. So what I like about Call Annie, in the beginning it was entirely free, but what's the problem with some of these companies is they need to do revenue. So they stop at a certain time and you can have subscriptions for it and others. There's other ones, of course, of the chat GPTs. But what I'd like you to do as a group is to explore which chatbots, voice chatbots we can use in class, and also which ones that you could possibly use in your group projects. But this is Call Annie. So those are the ideas. Sometimes you can make the avatars different. Sometimes there's some of them that you can make your own avatar and train your own avatars, that I can have a digital twin when they're asking questions. So we'll proceed on that. Okay, so we have that done. So we got in terms of data mart. And now what I want you to do in terms of the content, let me go back to HI. Under PowerPoints and documents, I have PowerPoints and documents. I have one which is called Automated Trading Systems, Algo Trading. And in this, what the questions I want you to deal with is, what is an algorithm? What is an automated trading system? And what are the pros and cons of automated trading systems? This is what we'll be working at. This is an area that sometimes people call fintech, financial technologies incorporating AI. And basically, instead of you making the decisions, the computer makes the decisions for you. So this is a PowerPoint that I will cover. And the other part, if you can do that under web links, Daniel, is make it, I want the students to read through the basics of algorithmic trading concepts, automated trading systems, the pros and cons, moving averages, and back testing. And we can make that for the next time we meet on Monday.
Okay, I'll add that to the what's due then.
Okay, so add that to the what's due for putting, you can even put that as a part, as this a second part to make due, and also put in on what's due for Monday is to accomplish that VDI, that people are able to get into the automated
Okay.
system. Okay, and add this also to the next section as well. I move these up in line here right after what is the difference between a CPU versus a GPU. Those four. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is the idea of what we call automated algorithmic software trading and robots, and the applications for using big data. You remember we did big data before, and now I want to do, Clark, I want to actually look at plans and issues to be able basically to apply it. So we first need to define, when we say algorithmic trading, we need to figure out what an algorithm is. And if I figure out what an algorithm is, then we can proceed. So the definition of an algorithm is a specific set of clearly defined instructions aimed to carry out a task or process. So think about it. What are clearly defined instructions? So if I think about it, JC, do you do any cooking? JC.
Sometimes.
And what is your favorite? What do you think you cook best? What is your favorite? You go by a recipe or you just go by whatever?
Usually whatever. Sometimes I'll do a recipe.
You follow a recipe. And what is a recipe? It's a set of what? Instructions, step by step to accomplish a task. Right? So if I think about it, think about an algorithm. Another word for an algorithm, you can think about it, is step-by-step tasks, specifically to tell the computer what needs to be done. So automated trading, JC, is a process of using computers that are programmed to do what? Basically follow algorithms. That means they follow a defined set of instruction for placing a trade. And in this case, Duncan, what's the goal of my trade? Anytime you would want the computer to trade for you, what do you want it to accomplish? Do you want to win or lose?
You want to win, right?
I want to generate profits. Will I win every time, Duncan?
Nah.
Of course not. If somebody told you my strategy is my automated trading system will give you every trade will be a winner, you know that what? This person is lying to me, right? Or they have no idea what they're talking about. It is way too much because the future, right? What are we always trying to do in business is basically what? Forecast the future. Do we know what the future is? Of course not. But what do we want to do is we want to basically increase our odds that we're available to it. So in this case, our goal is to generate profits. And the way that we can do it are in a number of different ways. One way that's available is what we call high frequency trading. So if I think about high frequency trading, Benjamin, you go by Benjamin or Ben Greenstein?
Oh, I don't mind either.
Okay. So what would you prefer I call you?
You can call me Ben for simplicity's sake.
Yeah, it's short. Okay, Ben. So in this case, if you blink your eyes, let's say 5 times, everybody blink your eyes 5 times, in high frequency trading, there will not be one trade, but there can be thousands of trades done in fractions of a second. That is called high frequency strategy tradings, that it's going to be moving in and out of position in sections or fractions. In order to do that, of course, it has to be automated. But even in slower times, it needs to be automated, and over 90-95% of all trades are done by using automated algorithmic software trading robots. They also have, on the other side, can there be manipulation in the market? Rhett, what's your major? Rhett, what's your major?
Finance.
Finance. Do you think there can be manipulations in the market? Do you think that it's all fair and square?
No.
There's insider trading, right? Somebody knows about it. It's the idea that I can, if my machine can get closer into the trade. So it isn't traded. So what they're trying to do now is they have watchdogs to see not only if this is to see if they're going to be faulty trades, to see if they'll be putting in false information. Now with AI, they're all fake. Somebody can publish that looks like a company and all of a sudden can say, oh, this CEO died, right? Or we can say that this false information can happen. And what can happen to the marketplace? The marketplace can crash precipitously, and we can do it. So there's consolidated audit trails that are watchdogs, Rhett, that monitor basically massive market fluctuations to see if there's something that looks unusual, that even sometimes if it goes down the market precipitously, it will the markets will close, will stop trading for a while, or massive fluctuations. So this is what we call, what we're going to be looking at is automated systems representing big data analysis. So what we have here that I want to talk about is the advantages of automating trading systems. And these are the type of questions, Antonio, you remember I talked about the exams coming up where there'll be multiple choice questions similar to the quizzes, and there'll be open-ended questions. This could be areas of open-ended questions when we're going to be doing some assignments in automated trading systems of what are the advantages of automated trading systems. If I think about it, it's what? If I have the computer trade for me, I don't get so emotional. It's almost a little bit like, Antonio, when they tell you, you know, if I make a mistake in tennis, right, you shouldn't keep on thinking about that past mistake. You should kind of conserve your emotions, right, sometimes. So it's almost like the machine almost act like a robot in ways, right? So it's the same thing in advantages of automated trading of minimizing the emotions. And then we have another term here called backtest. Backtest, and you can put this in the note, is looking at historical data, Julian, in the past, and we're going to see how well our strategy did historically before we're going to risk our resources and our money forwards. So that's taking a model or testing a strategy on historical data before risking my money. And what I want to do here is, if I have my recipe or my algorithms, the advantage of automated trading system is that I'm disciplined. You know, I can get overly excited and say, oh my goodness, I heard some bad news. Let's get out of the trade, and it's just emotional. So the advantage is that if we decide based on our back testing, based on our other parts, that we can have the computer trade for us based on a strategy. This can also improve our order entry speed, because this way I don't have to be typing and entering the trades. The computer will trade for me. And also I can do diversified trading, saying, maybe I'll do various strategies. I won't be so narrow and say I'm just going to use one strategy. Times change, different multiple accounts at the same time. These are the advantages. Do you think there's any disadvantages then, Antonio, of using these automated trading systems? Of course there are. One advantage is you're having the computer do all the trading. Have you ever had connection problems with the computer? We have it all the time, right, Antonio? People even in the class are saying, hey, my Wi-Fi went out. I basically don't have Wi-Fi now. Wait a minute, it cut me off. If it cut you off in the middle of the trade, my computer went down. I got a power loss. So sometimes what some systems do is they use cloud-based, and sometimes the server can be down. Did you tell me in this case, Daniel, about Workday? What were you telling me about Workday? Being down or what?
Yeah, Workday's down.
What is Workday? It's an enterprise resource planning to do payroll, right? Is it hosted by us, Daniel?
No,
It's hosted by a company called Workday. Do we know where their servers are? No clue.
I believe they're in Virginia.
Yeah, but you think they're in Virginia, but you don't really know, right? Maybe their headquarters are in Virginia, but I bet they have more than one.
That's where the IP comes back to.
Yeah. So basically, and sometimes those IPs can be a little bit misleading. So in this case, if it were, whatever the problems are, right, it's not so bad in this case that you're not getting like real-time paycheck, right? That every minute it's giving you another dollar in your pocket. By you sitting in the class, Daniel, you're accumulating those dollars and it's sending it to your bank account. It's on a batch system. It's not, in this case, it is not real time. But think about it, when the airlines happen, all of those things. So these failures, we know about it, even they're always real. That if you're trading, and let's say you're trading in your account, your hedge funds accounts, losses can come more quickly. So what I say, if I have a strategy that is not the best strategy, I can lose money quicker than if I just traded manually myself. So these are the kind of things that we talk about. And then we have what we call, just like you were talking about, Clark, you remember the platforms to do recordings, like the Zoom platform or Blackboard. There's trading software platforms that allow you to get specific rules to get into a trade entry, to exit that trading entry, and once it's programmed to automatically exit the computer. There's many different types of, there's MetaTrader, there's Trade Stations, there's MP4, WealthMap. There's a number of ones that even you use. We're going to use in the class, in the next couple of weeks, we'll use one called ninjatrader.com. And we'll go into that in a moment. So we have, in this case, we have the trading strategies and the trading platforms, and there's other ways. Instead of using an algorithm, there's something called social trading or mirror trading. And that basically is based on what experts are doing, and one can mirror his or her trading moves and then replicate that same on their own. So what that means is, if we got a super trader that's always having positive returns better than normal, we could mirror that person's trade. But what's the issue here is that if our system is too slow and it's high frequency trading, it would be impossible. So one of the issues here is expert traders, they're trying to do platforms that they share their best trades. Sometimes people say maybe they share their worst trades and keep their best trades for themselves. Those are areas. There's crowdsourcing platforms, just like there's crowdsourcing for other things, where people sell their algorithms to license their work and receive a share of any profits. This is what a lot of hedge funds do, is they say, if you're a good trader, we'll give you the capital, we'll give you the data and research and the quants, and then if you trade well, we'll pay you for that. And then what we'll be talking about more and more is AI and machine learning, that the computer learns the patterns and then trades upon the patterns. And that's called neural networks. Neural networks is like basically following your brain, just like how your brain works, of your neurons and complex, and then it recognizes patterns. And basically that machine produces human design algorithms that the machine then writes the trading systems. As if, JC, we were talking about the recipe, the machine writes the recipe. Where no programming is required, it can be used. You tell it what market you want, what time series you want. It can export it to multiple languages, and it divides its own patterns and indicators. The word indicators, you can put in your notes here, indicators are like a formula. Indicators are as if we were using a formula. And we're talking about more is that you can have it being as if you were using a trading bot. Let me just see what else I want here. You can basically spy on people as they're trading, right? That's the proper thing. And then basically monitor what people are doing. And that's it. So let me stop sharing here. So questions. So what I'm going to try to do is show you an example, and you'll try at least to connect. I'll try to connect, and we can see, you can see if you can connect and what are the issues there. So I am going to see, I'm going to share exactly what Daniel did to make sure that everyone sees it. So if I go to, it's in which case, assignment instruction, where did you put it?
Assignment instruction.
Assignment instructions is the for, and let's put that in under assignment instruction, let's say VDI demonstration, and have it then do. This could be also, is this in the what's due part 2? Did you put this?
It's linked from the what's due to that page.
Okay, so if I do what's due here, additional readings and assignment, I would do it. It's a task here, but it's not there. I would put it right here too.
Okay.
So it's clear. So on the, because everybody knows the what's due, of putting it here of the VDI assignment instructions. And then it says open any browser here of Herbert.Miami edu VLab. So let's talk about what this actually means and who cares. Basically, what I want to do, Clark, is use a trading platform that works on the operating system. Remember, Clark, the OS of Windows. Clark, what computer do you have in front of you?
A MacBook Air.
What? MacBook Air. And what operating system are you using?
Big Sur.
What? I can't hear you.
My operating system is the Big Sur. It's a Mac OS, but it's the Big
Okay,
Sur.
so Mac OS. So a Windows application will not run directly or natively on a Mac OS. I have in the School of Business in the room 205 in the lab, NinjaTrader is installed on the computers there in the lab on the second floor.
Oh, no. Sorry, I was unmuted.
But what I want to do, Julian, is I want us, everyone in the class, to get access to NinjaTrader when we're in class, not physically be in the lab. So in order to do that, I asked the Herbert School of Business to create what I call a virtual lab. That means they're going to try to connect at a server remotely a Windows operating system that will install my platform called NinjaTrader. Lane, do you understand what I just said?
Yes.
What did can you summarize for me to make sure that everyone understands? What did you understand about that?
Well, you kind of cut out for me like halfway through, so I didn't hear the end part of it.
Okay, what part did you hear?
Just you talking about, you were talking about this assignment, correct?
I'm talking about this assignment. I'm talking about, we have a software called NinjaTrader. Okay, We have a
Mhm.
software called Ninja Trader. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
It's a platform. And it runs on what operating system did I say? Windows. And what computer do you have, Lane?
I have a Mac.
Mac.
MacBook Pro.
So Mac OS that doesn't run a Windows application. So what
Mhm.
I want to do is I asked the student, and it is an issue, is I've installed the software in the School of Business. On the second floor in the lab. But in class, not everybody's in the School of Business lab. Later on, you can be in the School of Business lab. The issue is also in the beginning of this class, there's a class going on, but it's installed there physically, but I want us to gain access remotely. So what did the School of Business do? They installed Ninja Trader on a server, on a computer, that we can gain access. How? Remotely via browser. Is that clear now? Or more? Lane.
Yeah, that's a lot clearer.
Okay. I want to understand what we're doing rather than following it. So what they gave us is they gave us instructions right here, and that's why they call it VDI. So VDI stands for, and you may want to even put that in, VDI, Daniel, it stands for Virtual Desktop Interface. Why is it virtual? It's as if, Lane, it's our desktop, but it really isn't. It's almost as if you're sharing your screen. You remember how we did, you can gain remote access in Zoom to somebody else's Zoom session? So this is what we're doing. So this is an area in which I want to try out, and I want you to try out. There's issues here that we need to work out in order to be able to do the assignment if we don't want to physically go to the lab, or if we have a Windows operating system computer, we can download version 8 on our own to our own computer.
Professor,
Yes.
I just tried to log in to the Ninja Trader FDI demonstration with our Miami credentials, and it doesn't work. We're not allowed in.
Okay, so that's what I want to try. Perfect. Not perfect, but what do we want to do? We want to record it. We want to take pictures of it to give it to what? To find out what are the issues. Let me see if I can do it. And everybody try to do this. This is supposedly a link. I'm going to open it up in a new tab. And I've tried it already, so I may be in a different spot than you. So that's one of the things we need to see. If you can get in, I've already gone in and done the search, and it's asked me to please log in. Did you even get this screen, Clark?
Yeah, I got that screen, but that's where it stopped. After I tried
Okay,
to
and then when I do login, and I want everybody to do it, because guess what, Antonio, you think there's going to be issues for a class of 40 students? What do you think for the first time?
Yeah, of course. May I have it already?
What?
I have it already.
It worked?
Yeah, it's working, yeah.
Okay, so some people have it, some people don't. We got to figure out what are the problems, right? And those are going to be issues. And what are And Antonia, what have we done in the first couple of weeks in class is figure out how do you even have recording devices to record what are the issues, and we can report back. So I'm going to log in and it says my request is being processed. And it's asking, it never asked before, right, Daniel? It's now asking for Duo for me. And in Duo, so much security. And guess what, JC? There's nothing on this server that should be secure. It is just a platform that's simulation. None of our money is there. None of our credit card information is there. You understand? They're putting on in my issue, they're putting on in my issue a way to do it. And Citrix is a company. Let me just, they want to update password. I don't need to update. And it says here, detect that app. Open Citrix Launcher. Let's see. There's all these different things. I don't even know if it'll be there. It should have been there. And let's see. Is it, in this case, please choose Open Citrix, right? And then they're asking me to download. Do I have to download each time, Daniel? I don't think so. Do I?
You click the already installed at the bottom.
Yeah. Didn't I click already installed? Oh, already installed. Let's see. Yeah.
And then the desktops.
Yeah. And then they have on two desktops. Notice here, there's a desktop of somewhere else where it says MHBS, Miami Herbert Business School VDI, which they're doing the virtual desktop. They're also trying to use it for research purposes for faculty. And they're making it more and more complicated than it needs to be. Let's see if it works. And is it working? Or it just takes time? Let's see. And it's much slower than before.
Oh, yes. It takes much longer too.
Yeah. It really is very cumbersome. They put on about 5 layers more of security. So
Yeah, last semester it was just the link and then the password, the email. That was it.
Right. And they didn't put in, they're now even making it slower because they're running it on Citrix, which is another software on top of Windows, trying to emulate Windows. And do I have to just wait here? Is that it, Daniel?
You have to click on the downloaded file.
Again? I
Uh,
have to click on the downloaded file again. Let me just see.
like it should have downloaded, I think it's an ICS file.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So it's probably on my downloads, right? Where they're
Yeah, it'll show up on the browser if you click by your like top right, that little downloads icon. Here, I can show it.
No, this is my machine.
Here.
Fine. What's it doing now? Download here, right? About log out, no.
No, this one.
Yeah, the download right here.
Yeah,
This one?
ICA, yeah.
Yeah. Look how complicated it is. They're making it way too complicated, right?
I agree.
1 minute ago. Let's see. We'll see how it works. That's why it's good that we try it out today. We may have to do some other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. So it needs to be downloaded right here, yeah, in this
Yeah,
part.
so once you get to that page, you have to download a
Yeah,
new file. each
unable
time.
to connect to the server.
Oh.
Right.
Huh.
Isn't that great?
Quality.
Huh?
Quality.
Yeah. Let's try again. Okay, so we should then basically print that screen, right? That basically that they have this screen here, the connection to failed, right? Do you see that? VDA unknown error. And desktop viewer. And this is great for us to see this, right? That it's available. Mm. There need to be, maybe that it's too many times downloaded too, you know? Or it doesn't mean that too many people are connecting?
I have no idea.
Oh, now it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but this is a pain, right?
Oh, yes. I'm no fan of the way that
No.
this is set up. Usually just IP username password.
Right. That was it. It's way too, getting too many issues here. Getting
But
things
security, of course. It's
You're
security.
right. So we need them to look at it again. Let's see if it worked out. This is taking, did you see that, about 10 minutes?
Yeah, it took me about, I think it was 11 minutes total.
Yeah. And
then you have to
I had
keep
done it
the-
before, so
Yeah.
let alone the first time.
And you have to keep the Citrix downloaded on the computer and installs some Microsoft plugin or something.
Right. The problem is that they started using that Citrix on top, creating more issues. And we'll see if this is the way it needs to go. Okay, and then they're trying, you can see then, if I ask for the disadvantages, Clark, when you ask what are the disadvantages of having a remote desktop, is that you don't have control, plus it takes a long period of time, plus there's another additional amount of errors. So this is basically, they put it as my desktop, you should see it as your desktop. And notice, Daniel, when it worked one time for me, right, earlier in the day, I got issues the second part of the day.
Yep.
So you would have thought that there wouldn't need to be any downloading once I had it done one time. And that's what it used to be the last time we used it.
Yeah.
So we'll see whether this is the capability, and maybe at least we can work it out that next Wednesday on the 25th, Daniel, that we meet in the lab, I think.
I think that would be very beneficial.
Yeah. And then we'll do it in concept, and we'll do the homeworks in the lab together.
Yeah.
And
they
those
won't take that long.
and those that can get it done remotely or on their own in between can work in the lab, but we need to be in the lab on the 25th. You see?
Yeah.
So let's see if even if this is running here. I'm preparing to install the 64-bit. That's what we need.
Yeah, every time you want to run it, it needs to do that if you just log in.
Right, and it shouldn't be.
Agreed.
Do you understand? It should have done it. It basically erases everything that is done before that.
Each time you reconnect.
Right, each time where it wasn't before. They've made it so secure that it's really an issue.
This is what happens when people who don't understand security implement
Okay.
security.
All right, when you get this, and those of you that get it to run one time, you can review my recordings. You'll see when it connects to live data, we're going to use the end of data. You remember when we talked about data and external resources? We skip this. And we'll see if this comes up. And then what I'll do, it says auto rollover notification. I'm also going just to close that out. And notice right here, everybody, notice right here, Clark, it's using a software program, right? It looks like one of the program showing how to do connections. But I'm just going to close that out, but it gives tips using like some of the software we used before. So what this is, let me just do it real quick, this is a software platform that I will show you on Monday. And your goal is to try to log in and record, put that in the assignment, is if you're having issues, people have to record where the issues were occurring and upload it. Basically, we should have a area maybe in the group, I guess, in the audit area of automated trading of people having issues and sending you their issues that they're getting as well. So you can give it to
Sure, or just emails. They can forward it.
email to Daniel where you're having it. So what we need to do is we need to go to connections, and we need to go to connections, and we need to get data. We're always going to do free. So under connections, we have something that calls kinetic end of day free. And that little ball green there tells me I'm connected to end of day data. Notice I can be in many times of my data. And then what I can do is open a chart. And in opening up a chart, they give me a data series to do. And under the data series, I can choose anything. In this case, I'll just do NASDAQ 100. And I can choose then in the NASDAQ 100, I can choose then any symbol I want. That symbol in that way is what? It is basically a primary key. And we're doing end of day. And this is the key here. It needs to be day. We're doing end of day. We need to do day. And as soon as we do day, we have the 365 days. So you see that automatically then, Daniel, if I do day, it automatically comes with the 365. And then I can say, okay, and I can then see the applications for the NinjaTrader. And this is basically AMD. If I wanted Microsoft, right in the middle here, I could just type, if I knew Microsoft's symbol, it would change from AMD to Microsoft. And if I go backwards, if I could then scroll backwards, I could look backwards on how it was doing. And what I'm going to be doing then, once I have it, if I asked it, you don't have to be a brainchild. I can do here my crosshair. And if I did my crosshair, you would know at this point, we would be brilliant, Clark, if we invested right here. And where should we sell? I would sell right at the top. That's great in the past, but the question is, right now it looked like, hey, in June, we should have bought Microsoft, and it looks like in July, we should have gotten out. Then it took a big dip, went up a bit, and now it looks like the trend is going up, but should we continue buying? And that's the question based on a strategy, based on an algorithm. The computer would tell us when to buy and when to exit a trade, when to enter a trade, when to exit a trade, and then we could look at its profits. we'll go over that on Monday. But the first thing is, let's see. And I'm going to say, I'm not going to save my workspace. And at this point, if I look at this point, I could even, at this point, you could see here, I can do my networks and things like that, where I could then show my hidden. And then you can see here, Control Alt Delete if I go back to home, you could see I was basically at the home. I could exit my Citrix workshop. So this we need to work with, Daniel, maybe in a way, I don't know if this is going to be allowed here, is a way in which we can shorten this process, or else we may just have to work in the lab. Right? So the homework is, let me just stop sharing. Let me get out of the Citrix. And let me stop sharing. Is what I'd like you to do is go try to get in at the part. And if you're getting problems like Clark, is try it one time and record it and try it a second time. 2 times at least to record it and see where are you getting stuck. And then we can send that to Daniel. Daniel, everybody has your, I guess, email there, and we can collect it and see what are the issues there. Did anyone get it to work? Antonio, did you get it to go all the way as I did to NinjaTrader?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so there are some people. Who else got it? Raise your hand if you got it is Antonio the only one? Anyone else get it done? Rhett, did it work for you? Where did you get stuck?
Right at the first link, I just couldn't log in.
What did it say?
Just incorrect, like credentials, email and password. So
Okay, what did you use for? Make sure that you're using the correct. That may be also, Daniel, what they need to use, what? They need to use it's not
The
their
user, not the email. The user.
Not the email, just your user. Try again, everybody, and Clark, do that too. Try again just using your username
like
and not your email.
your email, right?
Yeah, just your username. Everybody just try your username and then password, see? Just something like that. What did you use, Antonio? Did you just use your username?
The email doesn't work.
Right, the email doesn't work. So you want to do that, Daniel? Put that in the notes for both classes. Put a note there for username. Say email does not work.
Yeah, now mine works.
Okay, perfect. Just a little thing like that, Rhett, right? How much can you imagine a whole organization? It says basically the thing can be stuck. So one of the things, Brett, the only good thing about this class is when we make errors, we can benefit when it's almost making from lemons lemonade. It's almost using to see, not even to be frustrated, to see that something so simple, right? It should be able to correct it, right? And say, hey, this is not. So can you make it in bold, Daniel, for me? That you're that in both sections, make it in bold, that everywhere that it is in announcements and everywhere that it is, the username is not your email.
Okay, I will put that there.
Yeah, so that may be just even that is an issue.
Did that solve sorry, my internet cut out. Did that solve Rhett's
Yeah,
issue?
see, everybody's internet cuts out. Everything happens, right? And think if you were trading, Daniel.
Well, I wouldn't
Talk
get
about the pros and cons, right? My internet goes out. You can see that, Clark? Our system is trading every minute. And all of a sudden it did a dip. We're supposed to exit the trade and our internet goes out. So you need backup and recovery, that it's not only our machine, that it would be maybe several machines that are being traded that we have to worry about. Okay. So everybody tried, then for Monday, make sure that you then document. Did you try it, Clark, with just your name and not your email?
Yeah, it worked now.
Something like that. And then what we'll do on Monday is I'll go over the assignment with you. And then we'll meet in the lab on Wednesday that we can see each other. Yes, Elena. Question.
Should we be recording even if we can get it to work, or just recording if there's any like mistakes?
Record it when it works too. Perfect. Do you know why, Elena? Why? Because then you can share it
You
with
can show
somebody
people.
else. Isn't that perfect?
Should we submit it to you?
Yeah, submit it. Let's do this. Daniel, put a place there where the assignment is logging in. Let's call it what? Trading as a folder, and then have a place where individual login. Make another folder, individual login, and everybody put in their little recording of how they got to NinjaTrader. And then say, Elena, make comments of what you did, and then say done correctly. And then when other people, Elena, in your group, excellent extra credit, Elena, for class participation.
Do I put it in the normal section or in the audit section?
Audit section, of
Okay.
course. Because the audit section is where they have issues in which to do it, as in terms of an assignment. For Monday, the assignment is to put it in their audit section and call it trading, and then log in individual logins of a subdirectory. And each student then,
And to be clear, like this is graded or is not graded?
we'll see what the issues are. Everybody should do it.
Okay.
Everybody, it's pass or fail. If you didn't do it, you don't get credit. You know what I mean? If you had
Okay.
issues, you basically tried to resolve your issues, right? But sometimes you may just have an issue, right, Clark? It may not just work for other ways. And then what's nice here, Elena, is check with your group and see who in your group. So if you get it all the way, Clark, check with everyone in your group, right? And see who had issues, and then basically see if you can resolve it. Sometimes it requires different parts. Excellent.
I have a question.
Sure.
So you said that we were going to be meeting in the lab on Wednesday. So are we going to be doing the actual assignment on Wednesday then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I'll be giving it to you. I'll give you an overview of the assignment on Monday, and then we'll do it together. If you can do it, you know what I mean? We'll be able to do it, and we'll be doing a couple of assignments, so we'll be doing it together.
I'm just asking because the files that we're supposed to download on our computer, I don't think I have space on mine anymore to completely go through with it. So
there's not. Yeah, you should be able to do it. Get a computer that you can do it. They're not big files. Why?
Those files are basically text files, so that
just text files.
Oh, okay.
It's not you, because you're doing your work. You'll see it on Monday. You're doing your work on the server. You'll get an Excel file, Clark, on the server, and then you can just pass that file. You can even send it to yourself via email, or you can save it on your OneDrive. You can save it different ways. So you're not downloading the software. Excellent question, Clark. Sasha.
Never mind. You answered my question. Sorry.
Perfect. But I think this is important to do. And what I wanted to show everyone is we're going to have, guess what, Antonio? Issues every week. And what is this class about? Is resolving issues or finding out how to get to these issues. Because guess what? When you, next year, 3 months from now, they're going to be entirely different software. And who's going to get rewarded is those that can not get, it's almost like not get overly excited, but what, Antonio? document what you have and then try to find out what are the solutions? Who can I go for the solutions? And something so simple as we thought, people said I couldn't get in, to something so simple as it's not your entire email, where people think username. One little thing there can be putting, and just think if you did a whole team effort, Antonio, your whole team, and you're competing with another team, your whole team would be backlogged maybe for a couple of weeks till somebody figured that out. That's the fun part of it, and Clark also helping each other. Just like Elena said, I got it to be done in her group, Elena. You'll be kind of saying to yourself, everybody do that. And if you're having issues, you'll be kind of like the first person on the lead to help everyone else. And what they can show you is exactly the nice ideas. They can do a small recording, and everybody now knows how to do the small recording. Perfect. Okay, guys, let me do then the attendance. It was valuable, Daniel, right? This session, more so than even breaking it out to groups, and we set that up. So let me share my screen and take attendance. Let me check in. Start check-in. And the attendance then is 1690. And Elena, thank you. And Rhett, thank you. And Clark, thanks for bringing it up that you can see, right? Issues, that's how the class runs, right? Issues, everybody, no one gets points taken off for bringing up issues. It's the opposite, right? It's the idea, okay, now how are we going to resolve those? Or how are we going to document it? And just like you said, it was excellent. Will I have enough room on my computer, right? Later on, you may decide when you have the lab, then, Clark, once you know where the lab is and everything else, you can finish up all the assignments in the lab. That's fine too. You can go, if you can go to, when you can find the computer lab that's, when it's open, you can go and do your homework there. Right? But during class, what I'd like to have to do, since we're doing online in class, is that you can follow along online in class. A lot of times it's helpful. I record everything. Okay, everybody checked in?
Professor, one thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna be missing next week. I'm traveling to play to Tulsa. So
right.
I'm playing on Monday, and I don't know if I will be back on Wednesday.
It depends on whether you win or not, I heard.
Exactly. So
in one way, I'd love to have you on Wednesday. On the other way, I don't want to jinx you and say, don't win.
I know, me too.
So let's see. The beauty here is that you have the recordings, you have the group, and then you can even do it, at that time. But you have
the recordings are on Blackboard? I didn't see.
Yeah, the recordings are on Blackboard.
Oh, okay. Okay, then never mind.
Right? So that's the beauty.
So yeah, perfect. I thought
that's perfect, right? That's why we keep on saying recordings, right?
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck on you leave it starts on Monday?
Yeah, but I'm leaving tomorrow.
You're leaving tomorrow. Well, good luck. We wish you the best, really.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hopefully in that case, I hope you stay for Wednesday, and then you'll see the recordings anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
And then reach out to Daniel too. You know what I mean? If you have any issues with it. And we wish you the very, very best. Okay.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll be number one.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I hope so too. Okay. So let me stop sharing. Let me stop the